Now, entering the arena, not to be confused with the New Day studio, pint-sized host Kelly Hansen, known for her love of bread, sweets, and ponies. Now, her guest for the day, me. I'm Chris Cashman, but a 6-time Olympic gold medalist.
Okay, well, Chris, let's not share it all. New Day at the Games starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studios at King 5, this is New Day at the Games.
Welcome to New Day at the Games on this chilly Wednesday. I'm Chris Cashman.
Yes, and I'm Kelly Hansen. And honestly, on a cold day like this, nothing warms me up faster than some comfort food, aka pasta. We're spotlighting Cortina in downtown Seattle, an Italian spot known for its homemade pastas. Their chefs are basically running their own culinary Olympics in the kitchen right there. We're going to take you behind the scenes later in the show. But first, they already brought us an early dinner, and it is the perfect Italian treat, I think, to kick things off.
Wow.
It is roasted beet ravioli. Are you a fan of beets?
I am a fan of beets.
You
I'm certainly
are.
of ravioli. It took later in life before you go, beets, wait, that's a good thing. Bring those in here.
Yes. So this is
Wow.
delicious. I love beets too. It's made with roasted beets, goat cheese, ricotta, brown butter, and poppy seed sauce.
You had me at brown butter. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Signature dish in Cortina, Italy, where the Olympic mountain events are happening. And I can't wait for a peek inside the kitchen at Cortina a little later in the show. But while you're
Absolutely.
talking about the next thing, I'm just going to dive right in, my
we
friend.
should celebrate. Congrats to one of our own, Michaela Schifrin, for winning gold in women's slalom today. Way to go. This was sort of the big question mark. Major comeback after her 2022 slalom disappointment. Of course, Schifrin says this gold medal means more after coming back to the event than that once broke her heart, right? So this is redemption. She opened up with gymnast Simone Biles in a raw conversation about sort of the fear, expectations, performing with the whole world watching you, right? That global spotlight. They compared their toughest moments and how public setbacks shook and then rebuilt their confidence. And both of them said it was sort of a relief to talk to somebody who gets it, who understands that pressure, and they hope that their honesty sort of helps other athletes feel less alone, right?
That makes perfect sense. And Simone couldn't be more of a perfect person
Absolutely.
to chat to.
It's important
with
to talk
that.
about that side of it for sure. And speaking of skiing events, ladies and gentlemen, a blizzard. Did you see this? Caught
Yes.
mayhem in the alpine skiing men's slalom competition. This was actually on Monday. Maybe you missed it. More than half of the field couldn't even finish the first run. 52 out of 96 skiers wiped
What?
out, did not finish the run. It was crash after crash after crash. It was hard to believe that it was real, wild to watch in real time for sure. And those are Olympians.
I know. The weather really is giving winter and blizzard, and
For sure.
Cortina showing off. Okay, now switching gears to one of my favorite things to watch, figure skating. But American figure skater Amber Glenn is keeping her head up after a tough short program that will actually likely knock her out of medal contention. She posted on Instagram, "The world has ended for me many times, and yet tomorrow still comes. Keep going." Glenn had trouble on her triple toe loop. It didn't count, and it cost her big. Meanwhile, teammate Alyssa Liu is sitting in third after the short program. Women's figure skating is back tomorrow, and that's when the free skate happens and the medals are all awarded. This is one of my favorite events to watch. They call themselves the Blade Angels, a little reference to Charlie's Angels.
I love it.
Do you have a favorite Olympic sport that you're watching and really into?
I will say, a lot of people like curling, which we're going to talk about because it's sort of approachable. It's like maybe the one that you think, I could figure that out.
That was what I was going to say.
But I didn't realize with all this controversy and the finger that Canada may or may not have used on the men's and the women's teams, they may be
seen that a lot.
I didn't realize that the granite that they're throwing, the stone, as they say, that it's actually electrified. That the handle itself
I didn't know that.
tells them if they cross the line. There is a line where they have to release it, and it will light up with 2 green lights or a red light to let them know if there was a fault. So perhaps that's maybe what the loophole was if you let go of the handle in time. But the granite itself doesn't have any sensors on it. So there's just things like that I said, there's more to this than I knew.
Yes, more to the story.
So we should acknowledge that USA men's curling is still in medal contention. They cannot, however, afford another loss. The team includes Ben Richardson and Luke Violette, who both grew up curling at Granite Curling Club here in Seattle.
Locals.
Yes, you can do it. You can go train. Richardson, in fact, he's been going viral in Milan for his Instagram food review videos from the Olympic dining hall. He rates everything from pizza to seafood lasagna. His videos have pulled in hundreds of thousands of views and even caught the attention of the Olympics social team. Before curling, Richardson was actually a concert cellist.
Wow. I'm loving seeing this. There's also a player on the U.S. women's hockey team that is obsessed with Caesar salad.
Yes.
And so that's what she, like, and her Instagram has completely blown up too because she just goes around, you know, telling people about where to get the best Caesar salad. So this is fun to see a little behind, you know, the curtain, peel back the onion and see that they're really just like us.
We're going to jump into men's hockey. Quick pop quiz. Do you know there's only one team competing in the games that does not have any NHL players, any professional hockey players on their team? You know who it is?
I'm just going to say Italy, but I don't know.
It is Italy.
Is
Way
it?
to go. Style
What?
points. Yeah. The
Oh
host.
my
How cool is
gosh.
that?
Okay, I'm done for the day. That was a guess.
That's a walk-off, as they say.
That is a
Walk-away on the
walk-off.
make. Team USA
Okay,
men's
yes.
hockey, they're going to play in their quarterfinal today. And if you see a jersey with the same name on it, don't worry, that's not a misprint. They didn't sell two jerseys. You're not seeing double. It is actually brothers. Team USA has a set of brothers on the team. Matthew and Brady Tkachuk. How cool is that? Do the Tkachuk brothers sound like a couple of bruisers? Quinn and Jack Hughes, both sets of brothers trying to help Team USA win gold for the first time since 1980. That was the Miracle on Ice team. They made movies about that one.
I don't remember that, but you know, maybe I should get back in my history textbook and start reading up on that. Really cool. This is so fun. I can't wait to talk about this next topic with you. ESPN had a really interesting post that I just saw on Instagram about what Olympians do for work when they're not being professional athletes. Let me know what you think about some of these professions,
And we should say,
please.
because a lot of these people assume that Olympians are all highly paid, they go fully funded. No, these are real people. A lot of them have jobs.
I know. We're starting with Frank here, our Olympic bobsledder. He's an Army sergeant. That's his day job.
Thank you for your service, Frank.
Next up, you might, I don't know, are they related to you?
Well,
Alpine skier Keely Cashman. She's a barista.
Not related, but I do have a cousin, Keely Cashman.
What?
Shout out to Keely. She's a police
And you
officer.
are sure that this is not her?
That's not her, unless she's really been hiding something from us.
Fair enough. Next up, Alpine skier Ryan. He's a maple syrup salesman. At first I was like, oh, he's got to be from Canada. But no, no. U.S. Olympic athlete. This is his day job.
We
Pretty
got a
fun.
curler. What about a curler? Corrie TC is a lab technician.
She has been iconic
Way to
during
go.
these games. Okay, that checks out.
You got
I
a
feel
speed
like.
skater, Clayton DiClemente, a concession stand worker. So just like a normal, hey, I'm one of you.
That's
When I'm
the
not out
thing.
here speed skating.
Everybody
Alpine
is
skier
just normal.
Paula Moulton is a whitewater rafting guide. How cool is that?
I know. Okay, and then last but certainly not least, Rich here, a curler. He's a personal injury attorney, so a
Rahonen, bringing
stressful
it.
job. But then here he is curling, which I guess is maybe a little more stressful than I thought it was, but it doesn't look that hard. Am I crazy? Have you ever tried it?
I did curling at Granite Curling Club a little bit. It's
You
fun.
did?
That's one that I think is just mostly fun. But I was telling you about this on the way in. I learned something interesting as we were sort of trying to find stories behind all of this. We were talking about right now in the medal count. Spoiler, if you don't want to know the medal count, change it. Okay, there you go. Norway is doing really well. They're doing very well. Not a huge country. I mean, like, I heard this morning, essentially the population of Minnesota. So how are they dominating these games? And then you dig deeper and you find out that maybe it's cultural, because competition in Norway is a little bit different, sort of the way we're starting to look at social media. I found out that they do not let kids in competition keep score in Norway until they're the age of 13. You don't get to compete in anything and keep score.
So you're
until
not
they are
like
teenagers.
first place, second place, none of that. It's just really participation.
The spirit of competition and just getting good and getting better. Could there be something to that? The idea of competition not being you're cut, you're out, you won, you lost, but instead just competing until you're a young teenager.
And
Pretty
you
cool.
said they have almost 20 gold medal, right? 17.
They're doing
Is that what you
really
said?
well. They're
Yeah.
leading. They're more than doubled up on the U.S. right now. in the
Well,
gold.
we got to get it together, but good for them, I think.
It's
and
very
maybe
cool.
they're
Deserving.
onto something, and we need to get
And
there.
Italy, the host, is right behind them in the gold medal count. So
Yes,
that's very
which
cool.
is really cool for them
Deserved,
to see as well. Chris, this was a fun way to start,
Yeah.
and we got to eat some more, but still ahead, we go to Cortina, not the city, the restaurant here in Seattle. Yum. But first, I get to bake with Good Luck bread. Yes, I'm finally jumping on the sourdough train, and I promise that it's not as difficult as it might seem.
My kind of culture club. Then a jazz band performs in studio. I had a free night of jazz in Pioneer Square. That's next week. You'll learn all about it when New Day at the Games returns.
Please, yeah, keep talking like that. I think that's good.
Hey, thank you.
Welcome back. It's just flour and water, but something magical happens when you combine the two with time. I've always wanted to make something with sourdough, but the starter process has seemed a little too intimidating for me. But here to demystify the sourdough starter for me, Corrie Strandjord from Good Luck Bread. Welcome back.
Hey, good to see you again.
Okay, I am really intimidated, but we should start with what a starter even is.
Totally, yes. Anybody can do this, just to start. And it's not as deep as it sounds. Like, we can get into the science, but there's just some basics that we can all learn. So what I want to show you today is what a starter is, how to make your own from scratch, and how to feed and maintain it.
Okay.
Basically. Yeah,
Perfect.
and then talk about how it translates to bread.
And
like the stuff you
taste.
can make from it. Yeah,
Obviously.
totally.
Okay, what do we have?
So I've got two containers of our starter. So let's just pop it open. I want you to smell it. We'll just like show you what it. Okay, so this is our active
Bread.
starter, and it really is just flour and water. But over time, flour has good bacteria living on it. It has yeast living on it. There's yeast in the air. So we're not adding yeast, but it's just kind of cultivating what is there. So
Interesting.
we feed it flour and water, and it kind of eats it and produces bubbles, which is carbon dioxide. So it gets kind of bubbly. Let me just like show, like, see how it's kind of like marshmallowy?
It is, that consistency.
Yeah, it's like, this is active. So it's like
How
peak,
many
ready
days
to bake
again
with.
was this stage?
This stage is just our active starter that we feed at our space twice a day, just to keep it really healthy and active. So I fed this last night, and so it's peak and ready to bake with.
Ooh, okay.
So we'll come back to that and we'll practice feeding that together.
Please.
But I thought we could start by just making our own.
Okay.
Okay, so.
The Kelly starter.
Yes. Well, Kelly, we have Kelly.
You did name one
Yeah,
Kelly.
yeah.
Thank you.
Kelly
That's
is
so
4
sweet.
days old.
4 days.
So we'll
Nice and
start with
new.
day 1. So this can be like, I don't know, we can name it a new name. I don't know.
Mini
But
Kelly,
Why don't
King
you
Fat
smell
Kelly.
Kelly? It might be a little different.
Oh, that's way different than
Yeah.
that.
Can
What
you
do you
describe
think?
it?
It's kind of funky.
It's a little funky. It doesn't smell quite as like
No.
pleasant, but that's something that I wanted to show you because
Kelly.
Kelly is still like growing and becoming a sourdough starter.
Okay.
And so there's a process when you make your own. It's very simple. We'll practice feeding or starting one, but it just involves feeding it every day, flour and water. And it's not ready for about 7 or 8 days. And Kelly is 4 days old. So she started on Sunday. And in the middle of that time when you're creating the new starter, it can smell a little funky. There's sort of like, the good bacteria is sort of like fighting for control. But that's normal. That's normal. But actually it's starting to wake up.
Okay, well, she smells a little funky, but
So
it's okay.
I
We're
like
going to start. How do we get going?
I like to do equal flour and water by weight, but at home you could just do roughly equal amounts. It's not that deep, but we have a scale here.
So we
we're
might as
just
well.
gonna zero it.
Okay.
And why don't you start by just scooping a little flour into the
Wow, this
into
is
the jar?
How much?
Just like, that's good.
That's good?
Okay, so there's 56 grams.
Okay.
I'm gonna tear it. Why don't you pour 56 grams just slowly?
Is this
of
cold
water.
water too? Warm water?
This is just room
temp?
temperature.
Oh, no, I already failed.
That's okay. You didn't. So it's 67 grams.
67.
That's fine. You could add more, or actually don't, because it's not that big a deal. I'll show you. We're
Well,
at
I really
68
like
degrees.
that. Then it's not
So go ahead and
this
give it a stir.
stressful. Okay.
No, yeah.
Now I understand when your pro tip was to go slow. Fair enough.
We're really precise and track like temperature and to the gram at our business, making sourdough pizza, sourdough bread, and
Sandwiches, all of it.
But even sometimes I'll be feeding at home and I just cowboy it. I don't even weigh it. I'm just
I
like,
like
we're
that.
making a pace. So go
Kelly
ahead and-
Cowboy in the kitchen.
Yeah, you can just put that here if you want.
In
Or
here?
just-
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Now go ahead and smell this. I mean, it's paste.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
smells
it
good.
smells-
smells like bread to me. Not
Yeah,
funky at all.
It's just like, because it's just flour and raw flour and water.
Right.
So that would be day one. So if you're making your own, you would leave this for a whole day.
Okay.
And then the next day, you would discard some and then feed it again. So I've been doing that with Kelly every day.
For 4
and
days.
I think she's almost there. But when she smells more like this one and is like starting to double in size and then fall and feel really bubbly and like marshmallowy, kind of like this one,
Yeah.
then we know that she's ready. So I thought next we could just feed the starter
Let's do it.
so that you can see how you would keep this going or keep Kelly going or get ready. So the first thing we want to do, here I brought some, this is just, we'll just use this to discard. Is we're gonna
And what do you do with some of the discard?
Discard is really useful for making flavorful things. So I actually made some crackers that we can
Those
try.
look so good. I'm gonna try
Yeah,
some.
try one.
Yum.
That's my favorite thing to use discard for. People make pancakes, waffles, I love to use it in biscuits. And basically,
so
like
good.
discard, it's not active. It can't leaven bread, but it still lends a lot of flavor. So a lot of people use it. A lot of commercial bakeries that work with really high volume, they'll sell they'll call sourdough, but it's really just they add discard for flavor and use commercial yeast. It's a
And
little
you
bit of a
have some
cheat.
finished product over here. So what does it look like
Yeah.
too when you bake it, and what am I looking for in there?
Okay, oops. All right, I'm just discarding. So, yeah, I'll show you that. But I like to discard like almost all of it. Just
Okay.
a good note.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I've got a loaf. This is just a country loaf that we
Magic.
made at our shop. And it's kind of fun to see the inside crumb. You can see there's all these, it's really opened up with lots of bubbles. That's sort of that same process translated to bread of the fermentation happening and that carbon dioxide being produced, and the gluten networks in the bread are getting strong so they can like hold that in the air.
It's
we
all
also have some
working.
focaccia where that is shown off as well. Yeah, on Saturdays at Good Luck Bread, we have a production space in Sourdough, and we open up to serve sandwiches and bread and cookies, and everything is made with sourdough. Most of the week
Amazing.
we're making frozen pizza, also with sourdough.
Thank you so much for being here. This
Cool.
was so good. And coming up next, anyone a fan of jazz? Next, we're getting serenaded by a group of talented performers. And if you like what you hear, you can experience much more of it for free at Jazz Night in Pioneer Square.
It's a part of Seattle's musical heritage we probably don't celebrate enough. Jazz. Jazz Night in Pioneer Square, Seattle's original neighborhood. It's less than a week away. And the best part, it's all free to enjoy all evening long. And here to give us a sneak peek into what you can expect is a Fellowship House Band performing Big Brother. Boys, hit it. The Fellowship House Band. Boys, way to go. I got to say, of all artists, musicians are always the most, I'm almost the most jealous. That was like magic what you just did. Thank you so much for doing that. Thomas Marriott, you're the founder here of the Seattle Jazz Fellowship and the creator of Jazz Night. When and why did you think, you know what, we got to turn it up a little bit?
Yeah, well, I think Jazz Night in Pioneer Square is a celebration of local jazz community in Pioneer Square, and we're trying to sort of recapture some of that magic that we used to have in Pioneer Square back in the day when we had all those bars and venues on a joint cover charge. But for this edition of Jazz Night in Pioneer Square, we have 15 bands, 15 venues, all free of charge. People just need to show up to enjoy the music.
This is going to be an incredible evening, and it's just, you know, around the corner here. Yeah. It's considered sort of a jazz walk style event, so explain how that works if people see this and they say, yeah, I'd love live music, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. We have venues starting at different times, starting at 5 o'clock, ending at 8 o'clock, and some of the bands will be running concurrently, and all anyone needs to do is walk from venue to venue to venue to hear all kinds of different bands in a single night. Each band will play about 2 hours, and there's a little something for everybody. There's some Latin jazz, there's vocalists, there's experimental jazz, there's everything.
When you talk about music, or you tell somebody from elsewhere in the world that you're from Seattle, people talk about music. A lot of people trace it right back to grunge, things like that. Some Jimi Hendrix, but jazz is a huge part of the history of the city. Is it inspiring to you to see this taken off?
Absolutely. You know, we stand on a deep tradition, and we have a lot of history, as you mentioned, but also we're part of that history because it's a lineage that continues to exist as long as we continue to play the music. And so for the music to live and thrive, it requires a community, and that's what we're trying to do, is build community around the music and let people know that jazz music is fun.
Yeah, it is. There's nothing like hearing it live, too, so if you even were sort of inspired by what you saw, you should come be a part of it. Pioneer Square, you can bring in a ton of artists, and perhaps the best part is that it is free. As we like to say, all you have to pay is attention. So how do we ensure that into the future, right?
Absolutely. Well, we're having a fundraiser on Friday at Rooftop at Railspur with Seattle Repertory Jazz Orchestra. People that are interested in helping us perpetuate Jazz Night in Pioneer Square could buy a ticket. Information at our website, seattlejazzfellowship.org. Otherwise, come, have a good time. Support the businesses in Pioneer Square. Support the local artists. That's the best way to do it.
I will be there. It's great to see Pioneer Square thriving. It's going to sound right for tonight, too, as well. Again, a Jazz Night in Pioneer Square next Tuesday, February 24th, featuring 15 bands, 15 venues, all for free. It goes from 5:30 to 10 p.m. All right. When we come back, we see one downtown Seattle restaurant is doing a little extra celebration for the Winter Olympics, and their name will cue you in. It's right after this.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. One downtown Seattle restaurant is celebrating the Milan Cortina Games because they share the same name. Cortina is an Ethan Stoll restaurant serving delicious Italian food, as evening photojournalist Diane Lewis-Torrey shows us.
The name of this restaurant is Cortina. We're in downtown Seattle. Kind of intended to be a destination for people when they're out going to the theater or even on their way to Benaroya Hall. I think it's really exciting. You know, it's fun to be able to kind of like get in the Olympic spirit. We just did some filming recently where we had like Cortina Olympic Games, culinary games. So we had, you know, like the servers and the chefs and the GM all kind of compete and do little spoon techniques. We judged, we had little written on napkins for the scores and all that stuff. So we're definitely getting into the spirit. My name's Garrett. I'm the executive chef of Cortina Restaurant. Tonight we're gonna feature for you our burrata with some champagne poached pear and mizuna and some pomegranate and candied pecans. So you have this ooey gooey center inside of mozzarella cheese that's really, really delicious. It's really savory. One of our happy hour items that's also on our dinner menu is a bucatini alla matriciana, which is one of the 4 Roman pastas. And then the bucatini is a long noodle, so it's similar to spaghetti, but the nice thing about bucatini is it's hollow all the way through, so it helps to kind of absorb more of that sauce. And so that one's nice. It works with our red sauce. It has a little bit of guanciale, which is kind of pork jowl, and then it's finished with pecorino cheese on top. I will also have a Wagyu bavette, which has been a staple on our menu here for quite a while. Comes with a little black garlic cream sauce and some locally foraged mushrooms. Really incredible cut of meat. A bavette is part of the skirt steak, so it's really, really nice and tender. We cook ours to medium rare. We really try to make sure that everybody can get a great culinary experience before they're on their way to a theater.
That's really good.
Thank you, Diane. I'll be looking for that Cortina doggy bag up on my desk right after this. You know, a blood donation is at a critical point in our region. This is very serious. Maybe you saw the notification. We are under a code red emergency, and that means demand for blood is outpacing the donations. It is in demand more than ever right now. 2 people are helping to work change that, though, as a part of a cool new partnership. Here with me now, welcome to New Day musician Tomo Nakayama and Sonic Guild CEO Ben London. Thanks for being here, guys. This is
Thanks for having us.
an important cause. Talk about this partnership, how it came about.
Well, what really came together because Bloodworks, as they try to spread the message of donating blood, they were like, how can we get into new communities? And they know that music is a universal language for everyone. And so we, as a music nonprofit, came together to collaborate with them to try to mobilize musicians in our community to be ambassadors and spread that word. And artists like Tomo answered that call and have been amazing at sort of talking about their own experiences and using their music as this catalyst to get people to donate blood.
Tomo, talk about your side of it, you know, in a world of, hey, you're a musician, come play for free. People reaching out to you and saying, hey, this is a bit unique. We actually want you to help us evangelize blood donation and the need for it. Why did you feel like this was a calling for you?
I'm really grateful for this opportunity to bring awareness for blood donation.
Yeah.
You know, I think the process of donating blood is kind of intimidating, and before I started giving blood, I didn't really know much about it. So I'm really happy that I could work with Bloodworks and Sonic Guild.
Full disclosure, I'm an evangelist and a believer in blood donation. Like a lot of people, I was scared of needles. I had a lot of excuses. It is intimidating. Bloodworks changed my mind, changed my teenagers' minds. We see how easy it is, how important it is. You're not just a donor, you're a regular donor. And I should say, I know as a point of pride, there are perks personally to becoming a regular donor. And that's only several times a year, right?
Yeah, and the biggest thing I get is just the connection I feel, you know, to the community, and to know that something you're doing is directly affecting someone else, you know. So it's a very good feeling.
As they say, a single blood donation, it could be your lunch break, could save up to 3 lives. And the regularity factor is huge because if you're a regular blood donor, which is only, 4 or 5 times a year, it decreases your chance of a heart attack by more than 80%. That's a big deal. That's a huge stat. It's like cycling your fluids in your car, in your engine. And Ben, you're sort of stepping this up to help amplify this. You've got a very cool auction. A lot of very important people come together and offer up items to help make this even more successful.
It's true. So Sonic Guild, the nonprofit that I run, you know, we support musicians in our community through grants and other sort of education opportunities. And some of our really well-known musicians step up because they remember acutely what it was like when they were first getting going, sleeping on floors and sleeping in vans and stuff like that. So we have artists like Dave Matthews, Pearl Jam, Duff from Guns N' Roses, Nancy from Heart.
This is a short
all
portion
of these folks. All of this
items.
stuff's going to be live, as along with experiences like being able to go to Lion King on Broadway and go backstage, or go down and see a taping of Jeopardy with and meet Ken Jennings. Like all of these people want to see music thrive in Seattle, and so this auction is going live this Friday, and we encourage people to bid early and often, as much as possible, and support the musicians in our community.
Thanks for doing this. You're back again. You did this a year ago. Huge success, and people, these items are fantastic. And again, that was just a small portion, so people should check out the lineup.
It is amazing. People dug deep into their archives. We have some things like, we have a photographer, Kevin Estrada, has an amazing photo that he was there when the Smells Like Teen Spirit video shoot in 1991. Okay. And a photo, you think of Kurt Cobain as this dour person, then them smiling, and you know, Lance Mercer, Charles Peterson, Jeff Kleinsmith, the art director of Sub Pop, went deep into his archives and pulled out some amazing pieces that haven't been seen the light of day in years. So I feel so fortunate that these people want to support what we do. And now it's the community's turn, because all those money gets turned into grants to give people like Tomo music to help them make their music.
That's a professional segue. Let's get out of the way. Let's let Tomo entertain us a little bit here.
All right, thank you for having me.
Like a child fast asleep, like a song I couldn't keep. Every moment's like a diamond in the deep. Grove of trees, patch of land, tiny fingers in the sand. I'm still trying to understand where I am.
Tomo Nakayama, way to go. Thank you on the album as well. Thanks for sharing some of your talents with us here. We are raising awareness here. Please do consider making an appointment to donate blood. Just visit the website on your screen. Our region needs 1,000 donors a day just to keep up with the hospital demand, and these are our local hospitals, folks. We are, of course, also observing American Heart Month. And next, find out what's really going on inside your body, high blood pressure, what that really means, what to know about those numbers. That's next.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Bloodworks Northwest.
February is American Heart Month, meant to spread awareness about heart disease. It's the leading cause of death in the U.S., and here to tell us more is Dr. Marina Jansen, cardiologist at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And you're wearing your red for Heart Month, which is very important.
Thank you.
I want to start the conversation about blood pressure, if we can, and why that is so important.
Blood pressure is one of the very important parameters of your health, and a lot of times more than almost half of Americans have elevated blood pressure, have hypertension, and don't know about it. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's a risk factor for a lot of cardiovascular disease, like heart attack and stroke, and a lot of other issues.
So if people have high blood pressure, should they be coming in and seeing someone then? Is it an immediate?
Absolutely, that's very important, because the longer you have untreated high blood pressures, the longer you let them stay with you, the higher the risk and higher the amount of damage that's done to your vessel, heart, and brain.
Oh my gosh. And I understand it's called sometimes the silent condition. How can it be so serious and a common issue, but something that so many people don't find out about?
Well, if you think about it, what is high blood pressure? It's a elevation of pressure inside of the vessels of our body, right? So if you imagine a hose and you turn it all the way, like the water hose, turn it all the way open, and all that pressure within the walls of that hose that's generated is representing the elevated blood pressure in our vessels. But it's just the pipe, right? So you're not going to have any symptoms early in the disease. So there may be years gone by without you knowing that you actually have elevated blood pressures while the damage is being done.
Oh my gosh, so it's important to check, and you brought some stuff with you. So please explain how it can be measured there.
So we have different types of blood pressure cuffs nowadays. We have the wrist cuffs, and then we also have the arm cuffs that tend to be, the arm cuffs tend to be more accurate. The wrist cuffs are usually applied on the wrist, and you've got to uncross your legs every time you're measuring your blood pressure.
I feel like every time, they told me that. Okay.
So the wrist cuffs are put this way, and then you just push the button and it gives you the readings. So those are relatively simple, but they tend to have a little more measurement error. The blood pressure cuffs that go on your arm, you've got to make sure that you choose the right size, because there are smaller ones for smaller individuals and bigger ones, like extra large sizes. And you've got to measure it on the bare arm. So you want to do it on the bare arm and follow the markers that says artery. And our artery is usually in the middle, right here. So we put it this way, and then we use our manometer to generate the pressure, and you have to use the stethoscope applied right to the artery, because you need to listen and see when you start hearing the sounds of the cortical sounds for the blood pressure measurement.
Okay, so when I'm at home or people are at home checking their own blood pressure, what number should we be looking for? What should we be checking?
So normal blood pressure numbers are less than 120/80. I know everybody used to thinking like, oh, up to 140 is just fine. No, 140 and above is a stage 2 hypertension already. And a lot of people think that 130 is normal, or even 127 is already elevated blood pressure.
And what are 3 things that people could be doing at home to help with high blood pressure?
The easiest things to do, well, the easiest, I guess, when you say it's easiest, but at the same time, they are maybe the hardest, but limiting salt in your diet can help reduce your blood pressure. Salt raises blood pressure significantly, but it's hard to limit it because you go out to a restaurant, you go out somewhere else to eat, and all that food is delicious because it has plenty of butter and salt.
Right.
The other thing that you could do, you said 3 things, right? The second thing you could do would be maintaining healthy weight by exercising on a regular basis. And the third thing that you could do is limiting your alcohol and tobacco. Those 2 things are also known to elevate your blood pressures.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. This was great. And for more information, head to the website that you see right there on your screen, vmfh.org/heart. And next, the ultimate showdown between Team New Day and Evening. We take our friendly competition out of the studio for Office Olympics, including office chair luge and curling.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Virginia Mason Franciscan Health.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. You know we love trying out new things around here.
Yeah, this next Italian beverage really caught our staff's attention and my mom's too. It's time for another round of Vetting the Viral. Producer Joseph joins us with this recipe for Italian egg coffee.
Ooh.
You know,
featuring a raw egg. I'm a big egg guy.
Who knows why this is popular? Not me, but I've seen this all over social, Instagram, TikTok. It's all over, and let me explain it.
Not a prank. Okay.
This is a real Italian thing. You take a spoonful of sugar,
just a
regular granulated sugar.
That'd be a problem for me, but okay.
And then 1 egg yellow, just the yolk, no white,
just
please.
The yolk. Oh,
you dump it in, and then the key is you're supposed to mix this together for 5 minutes to
yolk
kind
and
of
sugar. Wow.
like whip in the air.
And this is essentially like a replacement of a creamer, right?
I
That's
guess.
kind of the vibe.
I think they're thinking it gets like a tiramisu-y egg.
I was thinking, is it like protein? Because everyone's obsessed with protein.
Yeah,
and start your day with an egg? I don't know.
Technically, that would be a benefit, right?
So basically, you just mix that for 5 minutes, and then all you do is just add coffee, which is what I have for.
So this is a raw egg and hot coffee poured on
And
top
you've
of
tried
sugar.
this before, but I noticed you're not trying it with us right
who could
now.
say, Kelly? I may have tried it over the weekend.
All right.
Cheers.
I'm the other quad god. I drink a lot of coffee.
Let me see what you guys think. I'm very curious what you all think.
Oh, when you go in, you only smell egg. That was weird.
I don't know that I get any egg.
You don't get the egg?
Just to say, eating raw egg, not always safe, so just be aware of that when you're doing that.
But, you know,
if I don't smell
exercise.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I don't think if you told me what was in here, I would not have guessed egg.
Egg, right?
Oh, see, I'm getting a lot of egg.
But kind of just fun to try some new Italian things, you know?
Real fun.
There you go.
Time now
Guess
for
I'm having 2.
Game On.
The battle for gold continuing between Team New Day and Team Evening. The next competition, this is an iconic one. This is the Office Olympics. We've been stretching for days.
We have. And you know, King 5's local programming department has a long legacy of Office games. Look at this vintage footage from 2018 when Team Evening competed against each other with King 5 news anchor Lori Matsukawa and the bobsled. Iconic.
She walked away on a make. All done.
The competition is real fierce. Let's see which team takes home the hardware in these events, and you might want to bring your helmet.
Welcome to the 2026 Office Olympics. It's the ultimate test of skill and challenge as Team New Day and Evening continue to battle it out for gold.
Let it rip.
Now or never.
I really don't want to do
Today's events will showcase office spectacles like bobsledding, curling, and everyone's favorite, downhill speed racing. So strap in and let the games begin.
Holy moly! Go Team New Day! Woohoo! This is for all the marbles.
I'm no longer the speedwalk god.
I got it. I got it.
That's a walk-off. It's a walk-off.
We're getting ready for office chair curling. He's gonna push me. I'm feeling the power. I am feeling the power.
finger. I didn't touch it.
Here comes Kelly.
Let it rip.
What she said.
Send it. Go, 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 go. Please, please. Am I in?
What technique is that, Kelly? What technique is
That's
that?
called a back bend.
1, 2, 3.
Come on.
Where the 6 months of training comes in.
But my copy is color. They cheated. Yes, they did.
The Olympics judging committee is going to be looking at those results very closely.
It's called the sticky note snowstorm. And what's the object? So there are 20 sticky notes on their back. Whoever can take them off the fastest with one hand wins.
This is for everything, right versus left-handed. We got a lefty over here.
I just want to dedicate this to my great-grandfather. He was a sticky note blizzard champion, and this is for my family.
3, 2, 1, go.
Done. I accidentally touched my boss's butt, but I'm sorry about that.
Go, evening! Woo!
The most intimidating part is the hike up to the top.
What's going through your mind?
Death. But it's cool. I've lived a long, fruitful life.
I feel the tense here, man. But we need to win. I think we got this.
I'm so nervous. I'm sweating. I made my chair low to the ground because I have short legs, which I feel is a disadvantage. I don't like this.
I'm wearing the gold. I'm taking home the gold.
It's all about the form. It's all about mental.
I really don't want to do this.
2, 1.
Okay.
Did I break the record?
Holy moly! Between Chris and Kelly, the winner was New Day.
My cheeks are hurting. Marcus, our editor, I have to give him the biggest shout
Style
out. That
points,
was
Marcus.
absolutely amazing. And Team New Day, you can see we have taken home the gold in that event, taking the running score to New Day 6 and evening 3. Hate
Got
to
to
see that,
validate
Chris.
those results. There is some controversy there, but we'll go with it for now. We have 2 more events. I'm hearing there could be some double points coming up. Evening still in this
That's
thing.
not fair.
We've got ancient Olympic trivia tomorrow, so buff up. An epic Sugar Cube Coliseum building contest on Friday.
Ooh, can't wait to see that. Thanks for spending time with us today. And for more New Day fun, subscribe on YouTube and be sure to download King 5 Plus for free. Don't forget to enjoy your New Day, and we'll see you next time.